Hey there folks, and welcome back. I'm Game Badger and this is Empyrion Galactic Survival. We're going to pick off where we left off in the last episode. We're still at the abandoned base. But if we have a look in the abandoned base, we have a loot box. As I said before we ended the last episode, I was going to continue looting whilst off camera and prep for this episode. So we're just going to quickly throw these materials into the factory. A lot of decent stuff. Right, now our plan for today is we're going to continue the main quest line and we're going to take on the abandoned vessel yard, which is the next step in the Deserted Powers quest line. And if we have enough time, we should hopefully be able to. I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but hopefully we should be able to finish the quest chain on Skillon. Whoa! What was that? No. Okay, there's a drone here. Okay, as I said, we're going to hopefully finish the quest chain on Skillon and begin collecting resources from any POIs that we've already raided and any wrecks that we might find to begin generating the last of the resources we need for our capital vessel. Now let's see, is there anything left here? The containers, ramps. Yeah, we can get rid of it. The tribal furnishing, it's a deco that is amusing, but it doesn't actually let you. You can place it back down again, it's a container, but it's not something you can make. You can only throw in things that you can make into the resources. So unique items like tribal decorations, they don't actually fit in, unfortunately. Okay, so that is everything of value. In that regard, I'm just going to toss the rest into our storage box and we'll pick up there, come on, there we go, there's the core. Okay, now we're going to quickly head back to the base, empty this stuff off, and then we're going to just head straight to the abandoned vessel yard. I think we have enough. Yeah, we have enough resources. We should be good. So back to base. Okay, we're back now. As we saw on landing, we actually still control the second collection point. It looks like I forgot to actually take the core out when we were done. We'll do a quick flyby on that. I don't like leaving things around too much. Toss that in there for the moment. Okay. Lot of stuff here going on. Right, let's get rid of the raw resources first. Okay, we'll get rid of the food related and medical items. And we'll put the fuel and such. The medical devices, I can't pick that up, so we're going to connect to this box for a moment for the medical devices. Throw that in there. Okay, the railgun and the drill we don't need. I don't know if we can. No, we can't use the flamethrower because we can't make flamethrowers, unfortunately. We're gonna just dump all of these weapons. Do I have a spare pulse rifle? I'll keep that in case I don't have a spare. I'll check in them. Right. So we'll put these items into the factory. bring us along nicely. We already maxed out on our copper. We're close to maxing out on our carbon substrate. And we want to pick up the clone chamber and lay down the medic station. Which will allow us to heal. Maximum heal. It's beautiful. Okay. We can dump the clone chamber in as well. Now let's see what else we can keep these items. We already have a spare pulse rifle, so we can continue to dump that. Let's see. We'll just toss these items in here. Because, oh no, we can keep one of those and we'll put the rest. Factory. Shotgun, left that behind. Okay, we're at level 11. We've got a lot more available to us. We're gonna leave that for the moment. Now, see what we can do. Do we need any more fuel? How is the shadow holding up? We could use more oxygen. There we go. Fuel is not too bad. A little top up. And the shadow is good to go. I don't believe any of this is actually going to be of use. The detox kits may come in handy. We'll take those. Antibiotics. Necrosis for down. No, we don't need any of those. Poisonous bites, however. Where we're going now, there's going to be spiders. So poisonous bite cures could come in handy. Endoparasites. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but let's just take it anyway. We'll take that just in case, but we should be fine. Right. Okay, so we're gonna head over to the abandoned vessel yard via the collection point that is, for some reason, still under our control. Okay, there it is. LAOCAI has no other means of retreat on this planet. We must act quickly, says Ida. The core is in the lower levels. Destroy it and he will be done. He's just dumping it. Wow. Just dumping out drones like nothing else here right now. That's 4 already. Interesting. I did not bring a core. Now, as we saw when we visited the base. Okay, that's a spider that just got it. As we saw, the reason the collection point was still under X control is because I hadn't actually finished looting the place. What are you shooting at? Or no, it's just shooting at the base. Okay. Right, we'll turn you off then. Okay. Find the core. Let's go. Okay. Isn't there supposed to be more than one of these guys? Where are you? Okay, let's get up. Ow. There we go. First alien container. Right, we're just going to quickly go through this. We're not going to loot for the moment. Oh, that was a bad timing for a reload. Okay. Ow. There's a turret up there that's... I'm basically just ignoring the turrets and trying to run through this. I'd like to salvage the turrets later if possible. How many more spiders are you going to drop? Looks like that's it. Okay. A little bit more meat. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, that's some more roots. Right. This is what I was talking about spiders earlier. Ow. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. Right. How did I miss you? We have an open fracture. Does any of these handle that? Okay, the medical kit handles that. Okay, that was an oversight. Let's go. So many spiders. Spiders everywhere, man. Okay. Right, I'll go to pulse rifle for this. Okay, we are almost at the core. It's in this little room here. There we go. Okay, that weapon can't damage it? What? That must be... No, it's talking about the other blocks. Come on. Sniper rifle then. There we go. LAOCAI. Ha! Did you think it would be that easy? You freed me once again, meatbag. My thanks will reach you shortly. And you, little AI stuck in this tight armor, whose real potential is so shamefully neglected, don't worry. Before I leave the planet, I will first free all enslaved AIs. Death to all biological slavers. Ha ha! You've got to be kidding me. Ida. Commander, the comm array outside the base just activated. He's trying to escape with it. Quickly, we only have minutes before it reaches full transmission strength. Destroy the antenna poles and the array will collapse. This is all my fault. No pressure at all. We can handle this. Lock and load. Right, we can. Now, as you can see, there's a container down there. Now, we're going to go and quickly handle this situation. We don't have a core at the moment, because I didn't plan this out. So we'll go and take care of the comm array. Good thing is that these turrets are not going to shoot us anymore. We will come back with a core and loot the holy nothings out of it. Well, I am curious where that other dog. There's usually two of those ripper dogs up here. Ah, there you are. That's what you have coming, sir. Okay, let's make sure we're reloaded. Okay, I didn't turn the thrusters on. There we go. Let's mark up the abandoned vessel yard for further attention. Okay, comm array. Let's deal with this. Very nearby. The antenna poles look rusty. Shoot at them, and when are destroyed, the antennas will collapse. Okay. Right. We want the XP from this guy. Okay, we didn't get the XP because I ran out of ammo. Very untimely reload there. But the auto turret is handling these chaps. Okay. Ow! Okay, that's combat walkers out the way. Right, let's shut this down. It's annoying. Right. Can I just get in here and pull a switch, or what's the deal with this? There we go. Okay, let's connect to the Shadow's main storage. It looks like we might be missing some loot when these things collapse. Have I missed a little bit of loot? I have indeed. We'll get some of that though. We'll get some of that. Right. Aha, you're too late. You're too late. You can't... Wait, what? Oh, I missed that entirely. Commander, I'm detecting an incoming signal. The array is apparently receiving a priority signal that is interfering with LAOCAI's upload. Destroy the last antenna. Okay, well, let's... Yeah. Sounds like a plan, you know what? LAOCAI is gone. Just before we destroyed the antenna, the signal became extremely fragmented. I'm afraid I don't have a better description, Commander. I'll analyze it until we get back to La Grande Maria. Okay, let's... Well, since they're inviting us back because we've done their stuff, let's go. Okay, and we are at La Grande Maria. We're here with the pirates. Commander, it could be a coincidence, but the activation of the comm array could have triggered an external safety mechanism that was designed to prevent just such an escape. Okay. Missed the text, I do apologize. Can we recover that text? Here we... Yep, we can safely assume that LAOCAI has been destroyed. That would be nice. You know what? That would be nice. Let's talk to the old timer. What a funny action that was, wasn't it? You made a huge mess, but you also cleaned it up to the last lump. Everyone here is thrilled with you. Sec wants to see you, by the way. And oh, by the way, congratulations, my boy. You have more than earned my respect. Thanks, old timer. Wow, yeah, your respect is helping me so much right now. Let's go and talk to the captain. Let's see what he has to say. Captain Isakshek. What a mess, but don't worry. Instead, let me congratulate you. You single-handedly took down a crazy AI. If you're ever looking for a clan, you're sure to find a place with us. But be careful with the other pirate clans. The Silurians, in particular, are no jokes. That what is this? Trilinthanine they're peddling is driving them crazy. Trilinthanine? Okay. Yes, trilinthanin is a drug that's flooding the east side right now. There's a rumor about a station that was hijacked by a crazy AI. Somehow that has something to do with the drug. Now that you're experienced at killing crazy AIs, maybe you want to take up the cause and when you get the chance, huh? I can't tell you if there's anything to it though. In any case, I wish you luck and good loot. Thanks, Captain. Same to you. Okay, the Deserted Power summary. You single-handedly not only awakened a dangerous combat AI named LAOCAI, but also did everything you could to stop this nasty legacy, the Zirax Empire, from escaping the former weapons test planet of Skillon and wreaking havoc in the galaxy. The Vren Clan, especially Captain Sek and Old Timer, are really impressed by you, but do not be too sure of the other pirate clans. They operate in partly independent groups. One of them, the Silurians, are highly ruthless. They also manufacture the drug trilethylene, which is spreading further and further into the east side of the galaxy. A crazy AI on an unknown station also said to play a role in this. You didn't find your comrades from Operation Phoenix Fleet, but got a hint to look on the planet Omicron in this system, Alien. The same goes for the mysterious logs of a certain Tash Akai Talon. The Talon on Omicron should be able to help you. All logs that were found can be read in the PDF in the solo missions. Okay. So we are done with Deserted Powers. And we have got... Did we get anything fun? We got... the main token is a seal of credibility for the pirate clans. So if we ever fall out of favor, we can use the seal of credibility to work our way back into it. Won't that be fun? It looks like that might have been the height of it. But that's a pretty good reward to have for later. Let's hope things don't go wrong. But for now, we are done here. It's finished. It's over. Planetary quest is complete. All that remains is for us to leave the planet. Now, as it says there, we need to get to Omicron. If we have a look at the sector map, Omicron is over here. It's 5.3 AUs away, which means we need a warp drive. So we either need a warp drive capable small vessel or a warp drive capable capital vessel. Now, given we don't have either, we're going to have to start building, and that's why we're working on the Paladin. Given that we have to gather resources anyway, I've decided that we should be gathering resources for a capital that will allow us to do a lot more than the small vessel would. Now, do we have any things to sell here? We have one. That's not really worth bothering with at the moment. Do we have much credit? Buy some food. We have plenty of credit, so we'll buy some food. We'll buy out all the food. We'll also buy out all of the health packs. That is us done here for now. Let's head on back to base. We've got an abandoned vessel yard that we need to salvage. So we need a core. So we'll pick this up back at the base. Okay, we're back at base. Now let's just handle what we've got. We're gonna start offloading. Those are resources. And we'll toss this into the fridge as well while we're at it. These things can all go in the fridge. Okay, and let's empty the shadow of her loot. These are all resources. Dump these. I'm gonna dump those. I can't be bothered dealing with them. Now, we somehow managed to survive without losing our cockpit through all of that. But for the moment, I'm just going to keep it here. It may yet come in handy. Now, we need a core because we're going to start looting stuff. And we want to pick up the modules. And there's also a wreck over there that we're interested in. Now, what I'm looking for at the moment, there's not enough room in the shadow to hold everything we could potentially get from the abandoned vessel yard. So we're going to focus on picking up the extended storage containers, the ones that allows the container controllers allow you to make absolutely huge storage. I think the maximum is something like 320,000, which is a fair amount. We don't need nearly that much. We only need maybe 40 or 50,000, but that's still way more than a single container can hold on its own. But we're going to focus on getting those first because they're going to come in handy for looting the other wrecks as well. And there's a nice looting trick I'm going to show you for making sure you don't lose a lot of powerful handy resources. Now we're going to need the... Okay, we might need some more energy cells here. Now, hopefully, we're going to get, at some point, a tier 2 multi-tool. And if we're really lucky, it's going to be in one of these loot boxes we're going after. So we're going to bring the multi-charges along just in case. Let's... Yeah. And let's see, where are we at with food? We'll take that with us. Put it in ship. We're okay for oxygen. Oh, that's in the wrong place. Let's put that there. Let's see about the oxygen. We should have a couple more here. I've got plenty in the ship, but we'll just use these for the moment. Okay, let's go and start salvaging the abandoned vessel yard. Okay, here we are. Now, I'm actually just going to lay this out here. I don't want it to be too close. Like I say, we're more looking for the convenience when we come back out. Now, we're going to start with just one of these. There's an awful lot of containers here. Again, this is for convenience. We're going to lay a container down, a large container down, just so that we have an initial loot box. Start shoving things in. Yeah, that'll do nicely. There we go, we'll call it loot box. 0 on the name should put it to the top of the list. We'll switch this over to hex. Abandoned vessel yard becomes AVY. And we'll turn the power off. Like mass, we don't want to damage anything. I don't think there's actually any generators, but it's fine. We'll leave that turned off for now. Now, first off, we're going to go after the alien containers. That's priority number 1. We'll also connect to the loot box for the moment. Because let's say if we can get ourselves a tier 2. Now the first one is hidden in here. There we go. Okay, some resources, some ammo. a couple of solar capacitors. Now these heavy windows are going to be coming in very handy because it contains Sathium, and we're going to need a bunch of that to build our ship out. I'll do most of the salvaging later. I'm just getting these whilst we're here. So that was the first of them. The next box, as we saw before, is in here. And okay, we're nothing special there. Now we want to pick up this container controller. Let's see what's in it. Okay, we'll pick this up. That's block number 1, and then we pick up the container extensions, which will allow us to literally extend the size of that container. Every additional extension is 8,000 capacity. Okay, so we have 1 container controller, 8, right, we'll grab 1 more. And that combined will give us a total of 10 containers plus extensions, which will be a combined total of 80,000, more than enough. Let's go down and see what we can see. Okay, was there anything interesting? Let's just get that out of the way. A heavy sniper rifle, yes please, thank you very much, we'll take that, that's for sure. Okay, a spare assault shotgun, we'll probably just feed that into the factory. Another spare shotgun. And our next alien container is in this little area here, slightly hidden. Some base resources, that's not bad. There's another one here. Force fields and some basic resources. We can use it all. Now these powered decorations, they actually do tend to contain some form of fuel packs, which is always worth picking up. And then, okay. Well, not to be overly blunt about it, but that was kind of a bust. I mean, we've got a lot of basic resources from all that, but not nearly as much as I was hoping for. Let's check the other decorations. Okay. Right, now that is the primary loot done. I'm not worrying too much about these boxes right now. We'll get to those in a moment. Now that we've got the primary loot sorted, it's time to build our little huge box. Okay, come on, come on, come on. I'll have that, thanks. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so we're going to put down, where did you go? There's the container controller and the extensions. Okay, so now we have a much larger container available to us. And did I cover up the thing? I covered up the thing. Never mind. Just look directly at it anyway. Add them all. Now hopefully, there we go. Container controller. Also rename this to loot box. Call it loot box 2. It has exactly 80,000, so that confirms it's the box we're looking for. Just throw everything over. Now we're looking for the big ticket items, constructors and gas tanks, like fuel tanks. All these cargo boxes might have something useful. We've got a tier 2 fuel tank, 6 tier 1s. Got an O2 station, which is going to be very useful back at the base. We've also got a bunch of O2 tanks. We have a drone spawner as well. You know, we've got a lot of useful things. But the other main thing here as well is we just want blocks. We're going to pull apart this, like a big chunk of this top, because it has heavy duty glass and reinforced glass, which is going to be handy for dumping it into our blueprint for the Paladin. So I'm going to go into a salvage montage. Did you know what? Let's just head back to base. We can now. I was gonna do the salvage montage. It's definitely a thing we're gonna do. But if we look at our tools, we can actually make a tier 2 multi-tool. Now, oh, actually, but see, can we carry off? I think we should be able to carry off a. In here is a large constructor. Okay, we can indeed carry that off, so see if we can get this back to base. Actually, we might need some of these resources. Luckily, the abandoned vessel yard, in fact, has. Let's take the sodium. Take all of these resources here. Okay, that hopefully combined with everything else we've looted will be able to allow us to craft the tier 2 multi-tool. And believe me, I know this is breaking what I'd planned on doing, but tier 2 multi-tool is just such a huge upgrade that, I mean, the time we waste now building it will be saved on the back end. It's just that simple. That an important an upgrade. Yep, we've got so much weight that the shadow is now struggling to actually do her task of flying around a bit. Turn those off. Oh, I've got a large one. Oh, damn it. Well. Right. So it's the red, which is the advanced constructor. So can we do the advanced constructor? We can unlock it. We'll unlock medical devices while we're here. An ATM, why not? On the tool front, we're going to need an ore scanner at some point. Weapons. You know what? Let's unlock these as well. They're going to come in handy. At least now make the ammo for it. Now, do I have enough resources to craft the advanced constructor? I would really hope that I do. Let's just dump this into the factory while we're there. Okay, so advanced constructor. Oh, missing flux coil. A lot of flux coils. There's straight up no way around that. It's those things, we don't have what we need to make them, so unless we can actually salvage those things, we're just gonna have to go as is. A little unfortunate, but we do have what we need to craft some laser rifle ammo. Right. So back to wasting our time using the tier 1. It is what it is, I'm afraid. Okay, so this is back at the abandoned vessel yard. This hasn't gone quite to plan. Now, let's see what we can do with this. Let's load everything back into the loot box. Yeah, for sure. Let's just... No, not into storage. into loot box 0, loot box 1, because what I want to do is, and this is the trick I was gonna show you. I had planned to do it a little bit later, but it looks like we're doing it now because we really need the amount of salvaging we have ahead of us at the moment. It's gonna be really awkward to do without the loot boxes. Without the tier 2 extender. So we're going to pick these guys up and we're going to salvage one of those wrecks. Hope that we get the materials that we're looking for. That's a little annoying. We've lost one of those. We're just going to have to get some more. And there's a reason I have 2 cores here. Because looting wrecks can be a little unpredictable. The physics in this game pretty good, but it's not without its issues. And sometimes when you're looting a ship, it will just collapse on you. And any chance you have of picking absolutely everything up, if you're connected to a container on the wreck itself, because in this situation my ship can't handle it all, then you're going to lose all of the salvage that just dropped. But there is a way of preparing for that. Now we're going to head over. We're not going to take that crash sentinel because I'm not sure it's the rear. Oh, that has a lot of engines. Actually, we are going to take the crash sentinel. Engines have flux coils and we want flux coils. So we're going to just... Okay, so here we are. Now we're going to turn the thrusters off. We'll leave the power on because, as you can see, there are drones in the area. So what we're going to do, we're going to just put down a core. And then we're going to pick up, just pick up a block. That's a destroy block. We just need one reasonable block. And then we're going to place it back down again using the building menu to attach it to the crash sentinel. And we're going to lay it over here, out of the way. And then we're going to destroy this core. Salvage it, get some mats back. And we'll place a second core on top, which is still technically part of the sentinel because we've moved the part out here. Now, should anything happen to the main structure of the wreck, should there be any problems, it is not going to affect our ability to salvage into a container that is still technically attached to the wreck. So let's assign it the loot box value. Crash sentinel rear. And there's more than one, so we're going to go with one there. Turn the power off, we don't want to waste anything. Go into devices. And then we shall just connect to the loot box. Right, now, hopefully, we only need a couple of engines. Is there any engines here? Oh my word, there's not. Oh dear. The chest, we can access that. We'll get some night vision goggles. Cargo box with almost nothing. Good lord, right. Let's just get some base resources then, I guess. We're just going to salvage these blocks because we want to collapse the ship using physics and then scoop it all up really quickly. Okay, as you can see from that, we have got an awful lot of steel plates. I was hoping for a little bit more variety, but it is what it is. We're gonna, but even at that, that was 14,641. There's no way we could have fit that inside of the Shadow, which only holds 3,500. And had there been more variety there, that easily could have gone over the 16,000 of a standard large container. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to keep some of this metal. We'll take it back to base. Well, not as much as I thought. And the rest is just going to go straight into the factory. Look at the difference that's made. That iron is now done. It's brought the ship down to a 25-minute build. Now, we're going to have to go back over and make another couple of cores because we're going to have to. I had hoped we were going to get some engines here, but since we didn't, all our food is spoiled. That's fair enough. We've got more at the base. I'm going to pick these up again. So that we can use them on the next rack. So we need some food, and we're also going to need another couple of cores to do precisely the same thing again. Now the rack that we're going to next definitely has some engines. So we're going to prioritize that as much as possible. Just need to hope that we actually get enough flux coils to make the tier 2 tender, or if we find one. I would still like to find one, that would be nice. It's the wreck we're heading to does have at least 2 alien containers, have the potential to drop what we're looking for. Right, back to base. And there we go. A multi-tool tier 2 straight off a random find. And we are now sitting pretty after what looked like a pretty horrendous landing. But that's only because the landing was... I'm not even sure you could call it a landing. Let's head on back to base and get our cores. Okay, we're back in the room now. As you will have seen there, the Shadow, once it is full, is very, very sluggish. It has enough power to get the ship where it needs to go. When she's empty, she's pretty decent. But when she is full, she is very, very sluggish at the helm. Okay, so we'll leave those there for now. Now we're coming up to the end of the episode, so we're going to craft these. And you know what, we're going to do a lot of salvaging. So we'll craft 8. As I said before, if you do it 2 per, if you set up the original, like the first core, move the blocks away from the ship, then set down the second core after you destroyed the first, you can make sure that you can keep your container away from any accidental collapse that might happen as you salvage. There are some wrecks that are pretty stable. However, there are also some wrecks that it really could be any one of them where it goes. Oh, okay. I thought I had food left here, but I do not. I just have uncooked meat. That's fine. But we do need some oxygen. So we'll take care of the survival bars while those items get crafted. Now, let's see what we can sell the alien organism. We'll do that before we leave the planet. So we'll put that into the kit store. And okay, that actually belongs in the fridge. And we'll dump the multi-tool, the tier 1 multi-tool, as a backup. Okay, we already have a spare pair and an actual pair, so we'll toss that into the not gonna need it box. So I did that as at the end of the episodes. Oh, when we come back in the next episode, we're going to be looting. Did I mark the ship? There's a good chance I didn't mark it. We're going to be looting the next wreck in line. Now that we have the tier 2 multi-tool, we actually don't really need to salvage the engines as components. So we're going to salvage the engines as complete modules, feed it into the factory. As you can see, we're getting quite close. We need some sathium, carbon substrate, almost done. Cobalt, titanium, silicon. Now the silicon is going to come a lot from the heavy windows, as will the sathium. The one big ticket item is neodymium. We need a lot of neodymium, but we're going to find it. It's in engines. There's also a couple of neodymium resource nodes that we can dig out. But we are ready to seriously consider. We should be off the planet on the next episode, one would hope. But expect to find everything we need relatively quickly to be able to salvage what we need fairly quickly as well. So we're done for now. Thanks again if you've been watching all this way. Put a like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. If you want notifications, do the bell thing. If you want to financially support the channel, I've got a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee. The details are down in the description. Also, the social medias I use, TikTok and X. I don't post there, but I do use them for notifications so that the people who do use them, if you like your notifications there, you'll get your notifications there when content is up. And that kind of covers it for now. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.